So thank you for those who have just joined. Hey, I'm talking about time management today, and I titled this IG live "Never Have Time or Have You Not Set Your Priorities." And so that's something that I've told myself a lot, and I've heard other people say is that I don't have time. I'm really overwhelmed. What do I do? And then for myself, I have to take a step back and say, do I not have time, or am I not making this a priority? I've told myself for like 6 months that I need to clear up my closet. My closet is still not cleared out. So obviously, for me right now, that is not a priority. I've been doing other things, which is fine, but I have to be honest with myself that is not a priority at this moment. But when it is a priority, then I can say, all right, I am ready to tackle my closet. I'm going to break it down into bite sized chunks and pieces, because maybe thinking cleaning out the closet is so overwhelming to me that I just need to break it down into pieces. So, you know what? Today, I'm just going to organize my shoes. And so those are just things that I do to help me feel less overwhelmed when it comes to doing things. But the first thing that I do is just be honest with myself. What are my priorities, and when do I have time to do it, and when can I schedule the time to do it? So if anyone has questions, please put them in the chat. You could comment in the little box on the bottom that says comment, and then on the right side there's a question mark, and you could also type questions there. So any questions about time management, please feel free to drop them in the chat. So for me, time management has been something that I've always loved to do. I've always had a piece of paper. Growing up, I just carried it around with me, and I would write every single hour of the day down from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Or 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. And then I would put in each line what I was going to do for that hour or half hour, however I broke up the piece of paper. That's mostly what I did from, I don't know, maybe middle school all the way through college. But then at some point when I got into graduate school, the paper was just not enough. It was too hard to manage all the moving pieces by just using a piece of paper. So that's when I started to explore all the different techniques and tools that are out there. And that's how I came up with the system that I use now, which is a mix of things. Like I mentioned before, I use Todoist, I use Outlook Calendar, I use my notebook, and I use Toogle, which is a time tracker. So that is what I do. So there's a question that says, when you say hour by hour, it makes time seem longer. So when I so each, like I mentioned before, that we have the 24 hours, right? Depending on how you want to divvy up your time, you might do it hour by hour. I like to look at things in 1 hour. Some people might want to look at it in 15-minute, 30-minute intervals. So it just depends on how you want to look at the time, but and how you want to actually do your task. For me, it takes me time to actually get into the swing of things. So if I say that I'm going to be writing an essay, and I'm going to spend 3 hours writing the essay, I probably spent like 30 minutes just getting my mind into the mindset of, oh, I got to write this essay. So that's why for me, I like to just put things out by an hour. So whatever task I have to do for that day, that's the beginning interval that I use, is an hour chunk, just because I know it takes me time to warm up. I spend a lot of time setting up my notebook, and then I have to go get some tea, and then I have to sit down. So I do all of that. And so that's why I mentioned that before.